Okay, so guys, we're doing testing and tracking, layering tracking method, two-tier conversion tracking system, Facebook conversion pixels and custom audiences, third-party tracking solutions. Facebook pixels. I'm going to go hands-on to show you how to do this, but pretty much we're going to be doing Facebook pixels basic, the default conversions, and custom audiences. So, yeah, business.facebook.com. We're going to the master Facebook pixel. You should have an account already. If you don't, I'll suggest you sign up. What you can do is you can click at the top. It will drag down a little box. You go to All Tools, and then you go to Pixels. Or you can also go to the search box and type in Pixels. You click the link, you'll be taken to where Facebook Master Pixel is. Why this pixel is so important. Back in the day, which was a couple of years ago, Facebook used to have multiple pixels you could have placed on your web pages for multiple events. For instance, on this account, you see a lot of lead pixels because I used to do a ton of lead generation. And it sucks because back in the day, this is actually, for me, it was more simplistic, it was better because I had the ability to change or alter the way the pixel interact. Now, I understand Facebook's theory and their process because they say, listen, even though it was good and simple, it was getting confusing. So why don't we just have one master pixel and we can just use that and we can give it different events to help you be more successful. Now, as you can see, there are different events that you can, or categories that you can use a pixel for, and I will go through them in a minute. But my opinion, the master pixel, it requires you to, and this is why it's so important, this is why I stress, have one account, one Shopify store if you're doing Shopify, or whatever business you're doing, you have one. Because the same pixel right here, what I call lead generation, is only going to be firing for that specific thing that I want. So if you have, let's say, you have a cat store and you have a dog store, and you're using only this one pixel, the data is going to be skewed. Because Facebook is finding people for cats, but you want Facebook to find conversions for dogs. So you're going to have a big, messed up smorgasbord of data, and you will never find the perfect customer for you and your brand. So this is why it's important, since we're now limited to the master pixel, to have only one ad account, one Shopify store, and if you're doing a business, do it on one page. So essentially one everything, pretty much. So I'll show you, this is pretty much where you see the pixel fire by, when it fires, each one of these is a pixel fire, meaning whatever specific event I have it placed for, it's going to show up here. As you see events to the bottom, page views, for some reason this ain't showing up. Oh, okay, well. These are this pixel is still active. I really don't know where, but I pretty much have to find out somewhere. And I have 33 visits. So this pixel tells you exactly which event that I'm targeting and how many times it has fired. Since I'm only targeting for page views, that means every time somebody lands on my page, the pixel will fire. So typically this works extremely well for articles. But again, if you're building up a Shopify store, you can do view content, and you can build up an audience of people who view the content of your store, and then you can refine that audience through that method. We can look at URLs. These are the different URLs. Again, this is why it's important to have one domain, one pixel. As you can see, I have my name, Michael Delancy. But if you have multiple domains like this, you're going to get skewed data. Because you're cementing the pixel to one domain, but if you have it on multiple domains, multiple visitors for multiple stores, you can never have a true good conversion pixel. It's impossible. So the good thing also about this pixel, I get to see the devices that give me my conversion. So 30 pixel fires happen on the desktop. So I know now, okay, a lot of my conversions are coming from desktop, so I should target desktop in my next ad. So it helps you to actually pay attention to this pixel. Sometimes what I do on my other client's account, I actually come into their account and look at the pixel, because Again, we're going to get into a third-party tracking system. And here's the honest truth. Facebook does not track certain events with pixels, and I'll explain what I mean. Basically, let's say I do an ad, and on the ad, I say, hey, buy my new LED license. Let's say you go and buy it, and let's say you share it on your fan page, and your best friend, your brother, your cousin, and your mother also go on through that ad and buy it. Well, Facebook won't give me that conversion for them. They only give me conversion for you. And Facebook algorithm, for some strange reason, hasn't fixed that error yet. I'm hoping eventually they will, but they haven't. So this is why it's so important to have a third-party tracking data, and especially those people who do PPE with links PPE with URLs that link off the platform. This is why it's so important to have that type of third-party tracking, because you get to see exactly who else are giving you conversions. Because Facebook is only going to give you conversion for that person who sees the ad and click on it from the ad. If they shared it, no, Facebook doesn't count it. So as we continue to move along, here's how the ad essentially looks. This is, you go to View Pixel, you go to Action, you click the drop-down box, you go to View Pixel, and this is it right here. Now, the honest truth of the matter, unless you have somebody who's a web developer or somebody who truly understands Facebook Pixel, you only need the base. Because with the base, you can do a lot advanced matching and stuff. So essentially, all Facebook wants you to do is just click, copy, and paste. And that's the code there, pretty much. So when we get into doing, in a couple of minutes, we get into doing different events for your pixels and stuff when you post it. What essentially you do, the same space right underneath, page view, this is where you're going to add in those other events, such as lead, add to cart, registration, wish list. So you add it directly under your page view. That's it. But for right now, this is where you find the base pixel, and this is where you can go.
So you don't use the pixel ID number?
Shopify has all it, because you're talking about Shopify, right? Yeah, Shopify has this already integrated into the system. So that's why they only require you have the Pixel ID, because they have it on all their pages and stuff for you already. So they make it simpler. This is why I tell people Shopify is such a beast of a platform, and why they evolving, they showing you market sophistication, because they're doing it all for you, making it easy for you as a business.